How can a humble tap be transformed into a cult object? Andreas Dornbracht, the son of a large German bathroom fittings manufacturer, has set himself the task of answering this question. In order to jazz up the dry image of the bathroom fittings firm, he decided to go a completely new direction and contacted Cologne art director Mike Mehre.
That was in the mid-90s. We discussed how our marketing position would develop. So we embarked on a cultural confrontation, and the first project Mike Mehre suggested was to work with photographers and to commission them to interpret the ritual of washing and bathing in a contemporary manner.
Das Ritual des Waschens, des Badens zeitgenössisch zu interpretieren.
Mike Mehre is considered one of the most creative communication designers in the country. As art director, he designs the layout of internationally known culture magazines such as Brand 1 and Art Plus. The corporate identities of countless German brands were developed in his agency in Cologne. In 1996, to get the Dornbracht campaign off the ground, Mehre contacted Jürgen Teller, the whiz kid of the young photography scene.
A few weeks later, after I explained to him that we were interested in the rituals of personal cleaning, we got the pictures from Jürgen. We got 5 fantastic pictures where he photographed the top model of the day from the Donna Karan campaigns, Amy Morton, naked in a tub from above, completely casual but naked.
The other photo artists who were involved, such as Daniel Josefsson and Nick Knight, staged the Dornbracht fittings in a completely new and outlandish ambience. Even before going public, the company brochure statements provoked people's minds. Jürgen Teller in particular seemed to have gone too far with his nude photograph.
I thought, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, we can't publish that. I broke out in a sweat, and I can remember us all standing around the big conference table, slightly shocked.
It was a scandal because the finished paper was delivered to the company, and unfortunately the packages didn't go to the communications department but to the halls where normal products and company literature are delivered. It was opened and there was a scandal because the people there couldn't place it. Why was this pornography being delivered, they wondered.
The family was shocked. The advertising committee wanted to prevent the publication, but Dornbracht Jr. gave the green light.
My grandfather would have been horrified, and as a patriarch, he would have done everything to prevent this publication.
The market has changed dramatically since Alois Dornbracht founded the company 60 years ago. The value of a brand is no longer determined by product quality alone. The image also matters.
That was an important new start because it was now clear that Dornbracht was a serious brand, and it has stayed that way because this first shockwave led to the company receiving more attention, so in people's minds it immediately became the market leader in this sector.
Unlike Spiekermann, who is dealing with the young company in the form of Hering, Mike Mehre's Cologne agency is dealing with a company with tradition when it comes to Dornbracht. The issue for bathroom fittings isn't clarity or haptic quality. The communication problem here is quite different.
Andreas Dornbracht is someone who realized very early on that his product has to be timeless, because we're not going to redo our bathrooms more than 2 or 3 times in our lives. That means a product is needed that can weather different zeitgeist phenomena. It has to stand the test of time. On the other hand, the communication has to be a lot more hysterical, neurotic, much more cutting edge.
Auf der anderen Seite muss aber die Kommunikation eigentlich viel hysterischer, neurotischer, viel stärker cutting edge.
And this combination is something he was the first to recognize and allow.
Das hat auch das eben auch zugelassen.
The faucet as muse. By incorporating bathroom fittings into the works of well-known artists, Mehre managed to create a cutting-edge company image for Dornbracht. This method of branding didn't just cause a sensation in the international art world, it also earned him admiration amongst colleagues, such as Munich's Stefan Dietz, a young star of German product design.
Mike Miret
does great work for them. He was a real pioneer in this whole business communication idea. Combining Dornbracht with art was an incredibly clever idea because how can you give a bathroom fitting so much extra associative material that it works as a lifestyle article? That's the approach that sells this stuff.
Andreas Dornbracht has worked hard on building the connection between his bathroom fittings company and the cult scene. He is now considered an important sponsor around the world, whether it's Cologne's Museum Ludwig or the Guggenheim Museum in New York. The versatile entrepreneur is constantly making new connections through exhibition projects to strengthen his brand.
These days, branding is the crucial, unique selling point. These days, our new designs will be copied in 6 to 12 months by many manufacturers from all around the world. And in the light of higher production costs, I think we only have a chance with a product that's made in Germany if we differentiate the brand. The logo that characterizes the product has to add value. And this added value also has to represent our global success in overseas markets, as well as in Europe.
One very important market for Dornbracht is Japan. The luxury bathroom products made in Germany are very popular amongst quality-conscious Asians. Despite the differences between the cultures, the company has managed to assert itself in Tokyo with its new branding. The Dorn showroom La Bar in the chic district of Roppongi is embedded in an impressive lifestyle and gallery ambience. Company director Yoshi Toshishige spent many years living in the United States. During his collaboration with Dornbracht, he realized how important it is these days to create a brand image that works internationally, but that also serves the needs of the local market.
There are many faucet companies all over the world has top designers design. But yet Dornbracht is the top. Regarded as a top brand, it's because of the product communicate with you and has more depth behind the design. This is a traditional Japanese wooden bathroom setup. Very simple, but matched with the Dornbracht modern product. So it's a marriage between German and Japanese here. It's very natural.
The biggest challenge in Japan for us and for all German design manufacturers is the extremely high standard of quality that is demanded. Anyone who is successful in Japan will be successful all around the world.
Communication designers face the challenge of placing German brands well around the world. Mike Mehrer has impressively put Dornbracht's vision of the future into action with the Elemental Spa campaign. The world meets in a global bathroom.
What is interesting to me is whether Germany can maintain its identity while letting in other cultures. I think this quintessentially German characteristic of exactitude will always be there, and it needs this friction from third world countries. Or, if we have an emerging market, we will be faced with very different aesthetic ideas. I find that interesting. How can Germany maintain its essence, its virtues, but still open up to the world?
Seine Essenz, seine Tugenden bewahren, sich aber trotzdem öffnen.